Whether you believe in mysterious time travelers or not, please watch this video to the end. This real-life experiment might change your entire perception of the world. Back in 1946, Soviet physicist Nikolai Kozilev made a startling discovery while researching the theory of torsion fields. When he detected the torsion field generated by the spin of a distant star and then calculated its future position, he found that the torsion field could also be detected at that future location. This led Kozilev to propose a bold hypothesis about time. He suggested that time is actually a physical form of energy and is the basis for all activities in the universe. Time, he claimed, has different densities and speeds and can even accelerate, decelerate, or move in reverse. The so-called past and future are merely human constructs. In reality, they coexist simultaneously with our present. Over several decades of contemplation and experimentation, Kozilev managed to distort time by almost 10 seconds on a microscopic scale using a concave lens that could alter or bend light. Based on this, he developed a machine with a large aluminum concave mirror capable of reflecting electromagnetic energy to manipulate time energy. The person inside the device would exist at multiple points within the space-time continuum and could perceive both their past and future. However, something strange happened. Just as the device was nearing completion, Kozilev mysteriously and unexpectedly died. In 1990, scientists Kozilev and Trofimov took over the project at a laboratory on Dixon Island near the Arctic Circle, starting a perplexing experiment on extrasensory perception. From the first day of the experiment, strange phenomena began to occur. Subjects entering the device felt an inexplicable sense of fear. Outside the lab, disc-shaped glowing objects frequently appeared in the sky. Nearly all participants reported seeing numerous flashing symbols during the tests, along with symptoms like dizziness and nausea, making the experiments difficult to conduct. After studying these symbols, the scientists made a shocking discovery. Many of the symbols were from ancient civilizations around the world, with a significant portion coming from the oldest known human civilization, the Sumerians. This led Kozilev and Trofimov to hypothesize that the participants might have inadvertently tapped into the time energy storing the cultures of ancient civilizations. As the experiments continued, the subjects gradually became more tolerant. The overwhelming fear they initially felt disappeared within about an hour, replaced by an unprecedented calmness, and they felt as if their bodies were floating in midair. The surroundings began to warp and distort, and in an instant, they found themselves in a sunlit park in the afternoon. They saw a group of children playing, and one child seemed strikingly familiar. They soon realized this child was their own 5-year-old self. At the moment their eyes met, the scenery twisted again, returning to the central region near Kozilev. Ultimately, the experiment records showed that about 32% of participants saw their past selves in the mirror, while 68% saw more detailed historical events or future events. This suggested that they had truly traveled through time and connected with other dimensions and forms of life in the universe. The immersive realism of these experiences was convincing enough for them to believe that Kozilev's mirror was indeed a time machine. Moreover, almost a third of the participants saw a humanoid figure made of light observing them. Although they couldn't make out the figure's features, they were certain it wasn't human. This also brought to mind the thought-provoking zoo hypothesis, which suggests that extraterrestrial civilizations might have discovered humanity but choose not to interfere with our development. Earth might be just one of the many subjects they observe and study, akin to a zoo. Given the repeated appearance of unidentified flying objects throughout the experiment, it lasted only a year before the Kozilev mirror experiment was shut down and classified as a state secret. After that, no further information about the experiment was released. Mainstream science dismissed Kozilev's hypothesis about time as too absurd, which led to the experiment not being officially recognized. However, many of Kozilev's other studies, which were not acknowledged at the time, were later proven correct. A typical example was his observation of lunar transient phenomena, which ultimately confirmed volcanic activity on the moon. Perhaps this time will be no different. Although we may not find a definite answer soon, one thing is certain: the mysterious Kozilev mirror experiment was indeed a real and terrifying experiment.